Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming. It's Sunday Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with Let's Play episode of Rain Check. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. What's with the sudden change in his tone? Is he embarrassed? What does that mean? Please, I just want to know why I need to go to the power plant. Were you guys responsible for sending that to me? What was the reward mentioned in the text? It was a mistake. His voice is barely audible, but I catch it somehow. A mistake? Your phone intercepted the messages instead of that cat. That message was never intended for you. Huh? You meant the cat that tried to kill me? His embarrassment quickly switches over to an enraged look as he storms over to me. Suddenly he grips my neck tightly, glaring at me with eyes full of rage. I've answered your question. Now shut the fuck up or I'll snap your neck off. Son, didn't the boss say to treat him well? A sudden loud and deep voice rings out in the room, causing the snow leopard to retract his paws on me. Slate, it's not what it looks like. Oh, I like it. Ooh, interesting. Character. Helix steps back, revealing a large, muscular gator standing in the doorway, clearly unimpressed. Shut the fuck up or I'll snap your neck off. Is that really any way to treat our guests? But I heard it all from down the hall, and I don't want to hear any bullshit from you. Helix shakes his head as he retreats into a corner, defeated, his tail between his legs. Plus, I saw the whole thing from the surveillance room. I have to say, rare to see someone score a 0, let alone a negative on the hypermetric polygraph. Don't tell me you came here just to embarrass me. Don't tell me you came here just to embarrass me, Slate. Whoa, who is this guy? He has such a different aura than Helix. Embarrass you? You do this to yourself, son. I told you to send the transmission yourself, but did you listen? No, you had to get one of these inexperienced grunts to do it for you, because you were too busy getting your... Enough! Like you have the right to speak. Are they both on the same side? I'm having trouble believing what's going on. Theodore. I stare at the gator, not sure of what to say. Yes? He steps fully into the room, stopping right in front of me, the ground giving a slight tremor with each step. He's huge, even his muscles have muscles. Are you okay? Hope that ash-covered cat hasn't caused you too much problems. He gives me a big smile, causing me to fluster. Relax, I ain't gonna hurt you, son. In fact, I want to ask you some questions. Okay. The snow leopard stands in the corner, avoiding eye contact as he recovers from the earlier exchange. You know what Blackout is? Who we really are? Well, no, not really. Of course you wouldn't. That's why you and your team were following Helix. Let me tell you what we're not, and that's outlaws doing whatever they think they can get away with. He turns around and stares at Helix with a bone-piercing glare. And Blackout is a research company, plain and simple. We find and treat people suffering from addiction and treat them. Wouldn't you say that's a very noble thing to do in today's society when drug abuse is at its all-time highest? I catch Helix sneering and shaking his head just out of Slate's view as the gator waits for my response. Yeah, it does, but then you understand why we need Magnus. He's one of our biggest potential investors. And we thought you and your group were trying to sabotage us. Isn't that funny? You can see where the confusion would happen. Ha, yeah. So, once we get Magnus, we can continue on with our research, and you can be on your way. Slate turns to Helix, haughtily before grinning back at me. See, son, this is how you should be if the boss tells you to be gentle. The large gator steps behind me, and after a moment I feel pressure on my paws and hear the sounds of the binds hitting the ground. My clothes suddenly appear, held out by the gator who earnestly hands them to me. Put this back on. Can't have you catching a cold. His voice is quiet, but demanding. I quickly throw on my clothes, my mind still processed and confused around me. Helix, the order's here. We're picking it up now. Is that why you barged in? You could have just messaged me. And see you mistreat the son who the boss specifically mentioned to be gentle? You're out of your goddamn mind. How long do we have? About an hour, so get ready. The gator gestures to me. Why don't they bring him along? My eyes widened in fear. What? We can't bring him to fuck things up. I just know it. Well, you have to keep an eye on him, and if something happens to him, it's on your head, remember? Because it'd be funny if the boss knew. Fuck you. Good. Now I'll be back shortly. Gonna grab some stuff, then we can get going. Slate disappears to the door, then pops his head back in. It'd be nice to the kid. Son's been telling the truth. He did score a -5. Okay, now piss off. The loud thuds of the gator slowly disappear, until the only sounds that echo in the room are Helix's light taps on the wall in the corner. I instinctively look down, avoiding Helix's sharp gaze, nervously rubbing my wrists where the binds had been. Seconds stretch into minutes as we wait in silence for Slate to return. It's been a bit since I had any food. My face immediately flushes red, and my ears flatten as I can hear Helix chuckling at me from the other side of the room. Hungry? Yeah. The feline rolls his eyes before tossing a small energy bar from his pocket on the table next to me. Take it. Are you sure? No, so hurry and fucking eat it before I change my mind. I'm not sure. God fucking hell, forget it. He throws the bar onto the ground, stomping on it repeatedly. Stop wasting my time. You'd be dead right now if it wasn't for the boss. I freeze up, trying to stay as calm as possible. Helix approaches slowly, his brows furrowed as he appears lost in thought. You're lucky. Helix, bring the tiger with you to the back. We're leaving now. Slade's sudden voice echoes from the hallway, making Helix jump and clench his paws in irritation. Fucking hell! So, you know, it is water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? I'm not sure how much time has passed, but it's definitely been a while. I can't see anything being in the storage at the back of the truck, with nothing inside but me. I curl up, tucking my knees against my chest and trying to stabilize myself in the corner as the truck's erratic motion makes it impossible to do much else. Eventually, the engine noise fades and the truck comes to a stop. I sit up, trying to position myself better in case it starts moving again. Hello? There's no response, but the violent echo of my voice bouncing around the metal walls. I'll call out one last time, but the results are the same. I slump back into the corner, nervously waiting for something to happen. After what feels like forever, there's a sharp bang from the back of the truck. Hello? I shield my eyes from the sudden light and the voice standing at the opening. Get out. We're done. I do my best to keep my balance as I step out, but I stumble and the snow leopard catches me before I fall. Fucking... Sorry, thanks. God damn it, watch it. Wait a second, isn't this a convention center? Is this some kind of loading area? And what's this large metal container doing next to us? This can't be the thing they're picking up, is it? If it isn't Theodore. Turning around to see Slate leaving the convention center, balancing several boxes in one arm and waving me with the other. Hope the ride wasn't too hard on you at the back. Hey, it was okay. I try to lift a paw and wave back, but Helix intercepts it and pushes it down. Ugh, don't bother. So, did you finish signing off the transaction? Yep, the parts are here. You can finally get started with the assembly as soon as we get back. Great. I'll be able to test out the test plans I made. I try to get a good look at the boxes, but they're all labeled and masked with layers of tape. One by one, the gator effortlessly carries the boxes into the truck, including the large metal container that looks like it'd need a forklift to handle. That's the last one. Theodore, why don't you sit in the front with Helix? I'll be in the back making sure these don't topple over. Helix whips his head towards the alligator, then at me. Urgh. Fine, but if you do anything funny, I'll gut you like a fish. What happened to being gentle? Shut it. As Slate heads to the back of the truck, I feel a sudden coldness around my wrists. Then I realize I'm bound again with handcuffs. Go, get in the front. I hop in and do my best to maneuver in the seat, struggling with the handcuffs binding my paws in the front. Helix slides into the driver's seat and we start moving immediately. We exit the lot and merge onto the main road, quickly getting on the freeway. My eyes wander over the truck's dashboard. I got a small reflector where I notice Helix constantly checking the side mirrors. He turns to check the other mirror, but our gazes meet unexpectedly. My face heats up and I turn to look out the window. What has been going on these past few hours? First we were tracking down Blackout, now apparently Blackout's just a research company? No. But if that's true, why would they establish themselves like a gang? Unless I'm missing something. I could ask Helix since he's right there, but I'm not sure if I should just remain silent and behave. But this is gonna bother me. I go back and forth on the idea before shaking my head in frustration, deciding to just ask. What? Blackout isn't actually a research company, is it? And I thought you were clever, but it looks like I was wrong. What do you think? It's not? It is. It always has been. When we tried searching in for info on Blackout, we weren't able to find anything besides something tracing to a chemical fire years ago. The Red Salted Harbor. So you know. His voice drips with disdain, and I see his grip tight on the steering wheel. You know what? I'll let you in on something. His eyes fixate on the road, his fangs bared out as he grits his teeth. As much as I hate you and your guts, there's nothing in the world I hate more than those low-life, two-faced backstabbers. Teamwork? More like collective sabotage. If I ever get my paws on you, Voltzman, I'll gouge out your eyes and rip out your heart. I try my best to sit still and avoid drawing attention as the snow leopard continues his rant, muttering beneath his breath. Is he really this angry just because I mentioned the chemical fire? Who the hell is Voltzman? He must have done something really terrible if Helix is acting like this. Blackout has gone through changes because of people like him, but we've endured. It's only a matter of time before we strike back at them. Them? There's another party involved, but who? Was it this Voltzman? None of this is really making any sense. But I've said enough. You would understand. Helix focuses back on driving as the ambient sound of the truck is replaced by the patter of rain hitting the windshield. I want you to tell me more about Lawrence. I turn to look at Helix, surprised by his random request. Sure. What's his species? What does he look like? He's a tall gray wolf, slender build, I guess. And you and that fox said he's the one responsible for seeing you to the bar that night. Yeah, that's right. He mumbles something to himself, looks over at me before returning his attention back to the road. Sounds suspicious, don't you think? I guess. Considering what your fox friend said was true about Lawrence leading you places, and the fact that the shooting wasn't orchestrated by you. He pauses, his expression hardening into a cold stare. He lets out a low, dry chuckle. I'd bet you this Lawrence cunthead was trying to kill me, and you two just happened to be in the crossfire. Probably to stop the deal that never happened from occurring. He continues to mutter more things, but the rain drowns out any utterance he makes. Fucking hell. He slams his paw against the dashboard and then grabs my shirt, making me jump. Once we have Mags, I think I'm going to find this Lawrence guy and teach him a lesson. And you're going to help me. Help him? Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah. We're back. The rain's still pouring like crazy, too. Man, that drive felt so long, even longer than when I was stuck in storage earlier. Probably because of how uncomfortable the silence was with Helix sitting next to me. I look over and see the feline pulling a latch before I feel shaking coming from the back of the truck. Wait here. He hops out of the truck, disappearing from sight, only to reappear moments later now with Slate by his side. Even from sitting inside, Slate's head just manages to look into the side windows of the truck. He waves at me, greeting me earnestly. God, the voice. Blah, 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 blah. That was the ride. Southern. Good lord. Bah. It's actually time to go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm gonna have a quick shout out to all of our lovely patrons. Thank you all for everything you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.